Hello Captains, it's me, TONIK TZW, and I know we can all go clubbing down in the low tiers and pick up a Kraken anytime we want, especially with the Kamikaze, but it's always nice to get it in top tier. It's even better when you do it on live stream as well, with an audience who are equally as excited as you are. It's getting this achievement, but we don't stop at 5 on this one. No, it's called 6 of 9. It's going to get a little bit hairy in places, but we got Jonesy and Pikey in division with us. They joined in after the first game that I played on the live stream in the Dansk, which in itself was a pretty superb game with 4 kills. On that one, we played hard, we played fast, and we burned a few things to the ground. This one is going to be a little bit hairy because we are going to run into this cap. We always play the cap that we spawn on, or at least we try to. I'd say 90% of the time we stay on the cap, we play it, we fight it. And when you've got support as a destroyer and you've got communication with your division mates or your team, if you're on open mic in the team chat, it always works out that little bit better. Because if you talk, you can coordinate, and if you can coordinate, you can focus. And if you can focus, you can get rid of red team ships a lot quicker than you would if everybody was just sat playing their own game, which we know is the way that it goes most of the time with World of Warships Legends. Now, Twist and Track is telling me that there's something out here behind this island. If you want to watch my live comms on the game, unfortunately neither Jonesy nor Pikey have their comms broadcast in the party, but it was really good communication between the three of us to pick, prioritize, fix, and then kill the targets that we had in front of us. This Halland comes sailing out. He knows he's going to have to turn broadside. He's overcommitted. He avoids my torpedoes, but he gets absolutely slammed, and that is first blood there. The first of only 2 medals that we're going to pull out of this game, and you've already seen from the splash screen what the next one is. But the Schlieffen is playing very agile. I think the Halland might have spotted the first couple of torpedoes that were heading for the corner, and that's why the Schlieffen pulled out. He could have backed up, of course, but then what would he have been able to do? There are still 2 red team destroyers. I see torpedoes going past me. Those are obviously from Pikey, and they do look like they're running quite well. And we've just dropped that little smoke screen. We're pulling back and we're just raining onto this Schlieffen. We have a legendary main battery mod on the Daring here. This is my most played ship. I think it's on 780 games played now out of 23,000. The Schlieffen has damage controlled any fire, any flood right now, or even just a decent gun hit like that is going to take him down. I think Jonesy picked up the kill on that one. I got a kill assist. Now we're going to turn around and take the cap. And reviewing the video, I did think we hadn't played this part of the game as well as we potentially could have. Because I think if Jonesy and Pikey had come down to this island where I am now, that they would have had a much better go at this Lauria. But he is going to get slapped because he's pushed in. My twist and track indicator is pointing that way. We know there's a destroyer out there. We miss out on a huge chunk of damage there because this guy with some fires would have been a really, really nice farm. He's going to be good. He's going to be blind firing my smoke. He's going to be getting some hits. And as you know, British smoke screens are quite short duration. They are quite small, but it's one of the things that I absolutely love about this line of destroyers all the way up from the beginning, is using those smoke screens to find a little bit of cover, to engage, to get some fires ticking, to do a little bit of damage, to distract the red team, and then to disengage, reposition, and then go again. Now that Schlieffen wreck is there, And I was now calling for Pikey, saying, okay, is anybody going to have shots on this Laurier? And then I realised where they'd moved to. And basically we're giving red team just a straight line to shoot in there. Across on A-cap we did lose, I think it was a battleship and a destroyer in quick succession to a Preußen. And I think it was a close quarters and a double strike. But the Laurier is going to go out to my torpedoes. Those were nicely placed. We did get a fire and a flood with a torpedo hit, so he would have been dead anyway. Even if he'd had a few more hit points, that wasn't enough for the torpedo to take him out. The fire and the flood would have ticked him down, because we know that he had damage controlled. Now, I don't like being a dope and a smoke, and I was telling the guys, and you'll hear it on the live comms if you go and watch the second game of the live stream from Sunday evening. I've already done a compilation on dopes and a smoke to show how ridiculous it is to just pop a smoke screen and sit in it without any protection like sonar whatsoever. And now we're going to push in to Charlie Cap, because it is contested, which means there is still a destroyer in there, and my job is to spot, capture and kill. Now I'm expecting to find a destroyer broadside, and British destroyers have that short fuse armor piercing, which is quite good against broadside destroyers. I do like the HE just for the fire starting chance, using Grotzma's Smart on this one. But we're going to push forward using the islands on our right to screen us from the Hector and the Wisconsin, and we're going to try and get this destroyer spotted. Now we just missed out on a kill on the Schlieffen, and we're also going to just miss out on a kill on this Sharky here. Somebody's obviously spent a lot of money on this ship, or they got very, very lucky with a crate drop, and there we go. Preußen Jonesy picks up the kill on that one. We get another assist, and now because I'm the small ship and I can't be seen, and Pikey I think is there in the cap turning it and getting it reset. So if I can get into the cap, they can't see me and I can't be reset. But I did say, oh, I think I might be able to get shots across the top on this Wisconsin. Let's have a look. Is he back up far enough? Yes, he is. So there's a smoke screen. That's obviously the Hector, and we're going to have a bit of a pucker factor moment here, because we're going to slow down just to get these shots on. There's the permanent fire, and here come the torpedoes from the Hector. But the whiskey is going to go. That torpedo is going to pass across my bow. Come on, whiskey, disappear. There we go. Kill 3 of the game, and I'm not actually going to get onto the capture point for this cap, but we are going to get lit up on sonar by the Hector. I call that the sonar is running and tell them that I'm going to pull back and get off sonar, and then we'll at least have an idea of what the range is on that sonar. There we are. We're dark, but the Preußen did take a shot at us all the way from A-cap, and that guy at the back there, I think it's a Montana. Yep, it's the Montana. He's calling at me to get back. And I'm like, is he really telling me to get back? I'm the only destroyer left in the game. I am the eyes for the team. If anything, I need to be forwards so that I can spot. I think he was a little bit worried about potentially a Shimakaze coming to get him. He's obviously had a good run, because he's done a fair chunk of damage. I'm going to drop my torpedoes across that gap, thinking that the Hector potentially could push out to that side. I did run into a Hector in my Plymouth on one of my compilation videos, and I didn't realise just how many torpedoes he had, and I paid the price for that one, but not before I'd sunk him as well. So it was a fair trade. We're pushing a Shimakaze. We've no idea how much health he's got. We know we've got a Hector on our left. We're trying to use the island to keep us screened from that Preußen. We are spotted. There's torpedoes. Shima, very low health. This is going to be kill number 4. 1 salvo, that's all it took. Even though we fired again, just to be sure, a bit of a double tap. And then we're going to put a couple of shots across onto that Preußen. And then we're going to turn around. We're going to pull a 180. We're going to get back onto this capture point. We're going to get around our smoke screen, because I'm thinking that Hector has got 12-kilometer torpedoes. If the pricing pushes in, we're going to have our torpedoes up in about a minute. And that's obviously how long it takes to flip this cap. And I'm thinking, we are on for a Kraken here. There are 2 ships left. Hector disappears inside a smoke screen. He's in a position that I didn't want him to be in, because I'm in open water, and if I do get spotted, the only ship that can spot me is the Preußen. But the Shimikaze very kindly left us a smoke screen here, so we can use that to screen ourselves. But Hector is on sonar. I think that's the Preußen sonar with Jonesy, and we can wheel some shots out here. And we've got a rapid reload now. We've only got a 2% damage reduction, but we have a 20% damage increase, as I think we lose Pikey there, which was unfortunate, because he could have just chunked this Hector out of existence. But I think it did me a little bit of favour, because the Hector damage controlled the fire that he just had. I'm very wary of this Preußen on my right hand side, but that is a stick and tick fire there on the Hector, and I did call it, and I said if he can't repair that one, then he is going to tick out, and that is going to give me the Kraken. And Pikey called for Jonesy to turn off his secondaries, so it was a little bit of a helping hand here from my division mates as the Hector disappears into his smoke. And I'm looking at my damage total there. It's not huge, but it is still ticking up, and that is Kraken Unleashed number 237. And I've had a few with the Daring now, but it always feels special, as you know, especially at top tier. I know that a lot of top tier players, you know, they don't have the skill to be playing top tier, because anybody can get legendary ships. We put our torpedoes there out towards the Preußen, who is going to back up. He's probably going to stay bow on here to Jonesy, and I call that I'm going to pull a 180 and come in from behind Jonesy. That's going to make it a little bit more difficult to target me, but also the Preußen will think that I am coming in behind Jonesy, which means that I haven't launched my torpedoes yet. But it's probably about this moment in time that he can see all those torpedoes coming. He does take a shot at me, he does get a hit, but this is going to be a 6-pack, and it's game over for red team. And somebody else there picked up a helping hand. 74,000 damage, 6 kills, not a high damage game by any means, but it's not about the damage, it's about playing for the win. And the base XP score there at the top tells the story. 3200 base XP, because we spotted, we captured, and then we killed. Everything that a destroyer needs to do, in my favourite boat, on live stream, with a couple of great friends and fleet mates there alongside me. So really appreciate the help from the guys in that one. I hope that everybody who watched the live stream enjoyed seeing that 6-pack, and I hope that you've enjoyed watching this video. If you have, please do smash the like button, leave me a comment, subscribe to the channel, take out a membership if you've got a few pennies spare, and as always, until next time, take care of yourselves and goodbye.